Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Challenged podcast. My name is Challen. This is episode 19, and today we're going to be reviewing Game Week 16 and then previewing a very busy Fantasy Premier League week. As always, I'm joined by my friend Leighton. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you, Challen?
I'm good. It's really humid here. We've had quite a bit of rain and thunderstorms over the last couple of days, which I'm enjoying.
Cool. It's finally cold here.
It's taken a week.
Honestly, it's felt like forever. But yeah, tonight's quite cold. And apparently parts of, I think, East Korea has got snow. But yeah, minus one at the moment.
Damn. Compared to
But
last
I'm
week,
all warm.
yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Are you planning on traveling anywhere to see snow in the next couple of weeks?
Potentially, maybe. Depends how much it snows, to be honest.
True. Hopefully, enjoy that. We are going to be reviewing Game Week 16 shortly, and then we're going to be looking at some stats and a mammoth prediction section again because it's 2 game weeks in one. And so then, before we waffle on any further, let's just get straight into it. Your game week, Leighton, Game Week 16. You're in a bit of a pickle this week with a lot of flag players, COVID.
Oh, so many flag players, so much pickle. Do you know Branston pickle?
I don't.
It's a type of pickle sauce thing in the UK.
Okay.
Really popular cheese and pickle sandwich. That should have been the name of my team this week because it was awful. So obviously my goalkeeper Sanchez couldn't play because his game was postponed. I had 2 Spurs defenders; they couldn't play, Davis and Reguilon, and I just brought in Davis thanks to his cheap price, and so I was burnt on that. Then Jota was also flagged just before the game week started. Was there anyone else? I can't remember. Was it just Jota?
Cornet had a flag as well.
Cohen. Yeah, so I was just sitting there thinking, wow, this is incredible. It couldn't get much worse. So I put Carson in my goal just in case he randomly would play. Obviously, he didn't. I had Trent in defense, 9 points. James, 0 points. He's got me a huge 1 point so far. I have a problem with Chelsea defenders. I really dislike Chelsea defenders. Don't laugh because you're a Chelsea fan. Livramento got me that sneaky 1 point. Bowen, 3 points. The Gundog, who's now flagged, 1 point. Bernardo Silva, 6 points. Salah was my vice captain in the end, 8 points. Hwang, 1 point. Benteke, 1 point. And my captain was Ronaldo, and he got me 18 points. So in the end, I got 48 points, but then -8. So pretty terrible.
Yeah, 48 -8. I mean, to be honest, you did what you had to do to get 11 players out, right?
I didn't have 11.
Exactly. Oh, okay. Well, you did what you had to do to get 10, to be fair. Like, it's one of those things. It could have been worse. You could have had no goal from Ronaldo.
I think if I didn't how many points? So I got 9 points back from my transfers. So I'm plus 1 point in that sense. So.
Yeah, it's not the worst. Again, like on another day, I mean, City's penalty that they won through Bernardo Silva was a handball, which was very arguable, and VAR was probably a bit lenient to give it. So you could have missed out on that Bernardo assist. Ronaldo could have not scored. I mean, it's actually a pretty decent result overall.
It's not. But let's talk about your high-flying team.
Okay. It's not that high-flying, but yeah, I went up by about 12,000 places. A massive green arrow.
I'm 2 million now. I'm getting worse. I've never been so low in fantasy football.
You'll get better in this week for sure. I got 70 points this game week. I went into this game week with 2 free transfers, and I had no idea what to do. I didn't really want to change anyone this week, at least. So basically, the team that I had was Ramsdale, who scored amazingly, thankfully. Trent, James got 0. Diaz, Cancelo, Salah captain, Bowen let me down, Gallagher, Jota, Antonio, Benteke, and then on the bench I had Vardy as well, who let me down to play. But the whole point going into the game week was keeping Vardy for the Newcastle fixture, and then next week using the 2 free transfers to get rid of him. And then, of course, he doesn't play. And then Leicester still destroy Newcastle as expected. So I guess I can't be unhappy because the mindset was correct. I got the result I wanted. I just didn't get the points attached to that.
And you finally got your Man City clean sheet.
Yeah, I got that double clean sheet and I was so happy. He got bonus points from Cancelo as well. And then he got his tactical yellow card so that he's banned before Christmas. So this is why I'm happy to have two City defenders, because if one's out, then I'm surely going to get another one the next game week. And the idea of this game week was to target the teams with the worst defenses, so Burnley and Everton. That's why I had double West Ham and double Crystal Palace, and Vardy again against Newcastle. So there were quite a few blanks, and Gallagher saved me, let's be honest. That's all it was. Benteke, Bowen, Antonio.
And Ramsdale as well.
Vardy.
I think Ramsdale, Gallagher.
Yeah, they both saved the game week completely. And it was the game week of penalties all round.
When I did my wild card all the way back, whenever it was, I remember thinking, should I put Ramsdale in? Because at the time I think he was only 0.1 more than Sanchez. But I remember thinking, no, that 0.1 will come in useful for a different player. But Ramsdale's, he's doing so well. So annoying.
He is. I'm quite happy to have him, I guess. I know his team isn't the greatest. They're very yo-yo, wishy-washy, but he gets.
But they have some excellent fixtures.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And unfortunately, took out Rafinha, who scored a goal against Chelsea. But again, if even looking at this 11, I would have had Rafinha on the bench. So I guess he would have come on. But I'm happy to have.
Was Vardy always on the bench?
No, he was. He was my vice captain.
Oh,
yeah.
So I was going to say Vardy. Oh, I wish you took a chance and captain Vardy.
I benched Jota. That was the big risk. Like I wasn't sure he was gonna play.
Right.
So I benched him instead of Bowen and Gallagher.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's have a chat about the game week. Not too much to talk about. Basically, I mentioned it already. It was the game week of penalties, right? The big teams.
Yeah. Manchester United, Liverpool penalty. Who else got a penalty? Man City,
Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea got 2. So
Chelsea got 2?
Yeah. I think Tielemans got a penalty as well for Leicester. So yeah, it really was a ton.
Penalty United.
First game, Brentford-Watford on Friday night. I'm not going to lie, I didn't watch this, but Dennis scored again, and we still don't have him. What do you think about that?
There's many players that I don't have that are doing well. All the players that are not doing well, I have. Pretty much I have Salah, Ronaldo, and then Trent, and that's it.
A bunch of misfits.
It's really... And in my team, you could argue it's because I have Ronaldo in my team. It takes too much of that budget.
Yeah, it's probably an argument, I guess. But, I mean, this week, I think even now for these 2 game weeks specifically, I think you're pretty well set because looking at the Man City game, they won 1-0 on the weekend. And Gundogan only played half the game, I think, because he's been struggling with a back issue. But the press conferences today, Pep confirmed that the squad is fit except for Gundogan, who's got some small issues. So I wouldn't be surprised if both him and Bernardo play at least 90 minutes over the next 2 games. Maybe a game and a half each.
Yeah, I'm not sure about if I should keep the gun dog, to be honest.
I would.
You just keep him?
Yeah, I'd keep them both. because most people this week have Cancelo, who they aren't playing because of his his red card. So they probably only have Bernardo. Not many have Foden anymore. So I think the fact that you have both of them could help you a lot if they score. It's just there's no predicting who scores from that team.
Yeah, so annoying.
So it's almost not even worth trying to guess at the moment.
Well, Silva's doing pretty well.
He is doing well, and he did well to get the assist.
Yeah.
And if I were to, again, I have 2 free transfers, so I'm considering maybe rolling the dice. But I'm considering getting Sterling in the short term as a completely differential.
The one player I really want is Mount. He's been on fire.
He has been scoring a lot. He scored again on the weekend. Chelsea winning 3-2. We did not play well.
He was the player I was going to put in my team, and you convinced me to get Gun.
The Chelsea fan.
Chelsea fan was like, don't get the Chelsea player.
Nah, I don't get him. It's not that I don't rate him, or it's not that I don't think he won't score points. I think he'll score a lot of points over the season. I just didn't think for this game, or not even for this run of fixtures, I didn't think he was the best option. Because we're not in good form. Our midfield is nowhere. Left back is still an issue. So we're not scoring many goals.
You say Chelsea are not in good form, but still winning games, still scoring plenty.
We're getting results. And that's, I guess, what championship teams have to do, which is, again, what City managed to do against Wolves, who defended most of that game. And Aston Villa, too. They played really well against Liverpool, but they managed to get
every team has a rough patch. And if this is Chelsea's rough patch is really good.
Thing is, we're getting to a stage now where our strikers are fit, or they're getting fit at least. They're almost there. So we really need them to start hitting the back of the net. Quite frankly, it's getting quite ridiculous. We can't rely on Jorginho to score penalties every week.
Didn't I have Jorginho in my team for a while?
Game week 1, yes.
Should have kept him.
Yeah.
I don't think there's not many standout results, really. It was all pretty
expected for the most part.
Burnley 0-0. That was kind of expected of the old West Ham. It's very typical West Ham. West Ham seem to just pull it out. They've beaten all the big teams. And then they draw against Burnley. It's really weird.
Sean Dyche doing what he does at home, right?
Yeah. I don't think there was any shock. None of these were a shock, are they?
Looking at them, all expected results. And I think they're all...
Crystal Palace was a big win.
It was.
For Everton.
I think all the results are true to the current form over the last 4 game weeks. Like Norwich, Villa, and Palace all had good defensive games, even though they may not have won. Everton, Newcastle were bad.
Yeah.
As they have been.
I would have expected Liverpool to score more goals against Aston Villa. I would have expected Manchester United to score more goals as well. So, but otherwise, all pretty standard games.
The biggest, I wouldn't say the biggest result. The biggest result of the weekend was probably for Leicester. But are you tempted by Leicester players, seeing as they're not scoring goals with Vardy? They're scoring with like Maddison, who's gotten his third 16-point haul in 4 game weeks or something like that. Something crazy.
My problem is that whenever I bring in a player, they don't play. So, and it doesn't matter if they're doing well. There's just no point. I should just leave them alone.
Fair enough. I'm not going to buy Maddison because he's not that I don't like him. It's just that I think whenever I have owned him in the past, he's always been very hit and miss. So, and I always got him when he was missing.
Well, that's the story of my season. Every player I've got so far is whilst they're miss.
You've been very unlucky with the likes of James, who scored like 90 points in 5 game weeks, and then since you've had him, he scored 1. Literally 1.
Yeah, and same with the other Chelsea defender. He was amazing. As soon as I get him, it's
It's one of those things. Before we carry on, I asked you off air earlier if you heard about the Champions League draw today. Did you?
Oh yeah, I heard they put Manchester United and Liverpool in the wrong pot or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something
They got to like halfway through the draw, and then United was supposed to be included in one of the pots that was supposed to
and they
play
weren't
against
even there.
Atletico Madrid, and they just weren't there. So you can see in the video, like the United ball is like in its own little pot, which should have been in the one where they were drawing from. And then
They should have just done what Formula One does and be like, yeah, that's okay. That's fine.
We'll leave it. Let you appeal afterwards, and then we'll dismiss it.
Just make it up as you go along. Like, what? The balls can be in any pot.
It's initially, okay, looking at the results now, initially Chelsea were drawn against Lille, the French team, and
Thank you for explaining, Lille.
The draw just came out again, and Chelsea are drawn against Lille.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Has it just started again? I knew it was starting again at 2.
It's just finished.
Oh, really?
The only changes I'm seeing in the initial draw, it was PSG against United. Now it's PSG against Real Madrid. United are playing
Real Madrid.
Yeah, United are playing Atletico, Chelsea, Lille, Man City versus Sporting Lisbon. That is such a good draw for them. Inter Milan.
City always get a wonderful draw, eh?
Yeah, Inter Milan versus Liverpool. So pretty favorable overall. And then the game that nobody's going to care about, Benfica versus Ajax. No offense to them.
Yeah, sorry, Ajax always put Ajax.
I like
no one cares about Ajax.
Yeah, nobody cares. And on that note,
the hardest side of the draw has to be Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the story of that will be Mbappe, because he's been linked with Real Madrid for like the last 2 years.
But I heard he's choosing Newcastle, the biggest team in the world.
Absolutely. Guaranteed.
Wait, where were Liverpool? So
Inter Milan.
Their side of the draw is hard though, eh?
Initially, again, before the mistake, it would have been PSG versus Ronaldo. I mean, PSG versus Man United, which would have been Messi.
Ronaldo takes on the whole team.
Messi versus Ronaldo. So that would have been cool.
Old timer versus old timer.
Yeah.
They would have been like, we used to be the best in the world, but now there's Salah.
Yes, now Salah's the best in the world. Having a look at the stats, we've got a lot to get to, so let's just keep pushing on. Big chances over the last 4 game weeks.
You keep talking for a second. Hold on.
Big chances over the last 4 game weeks. Watford, Southampton, and Leicester, all very bad. As we've come to notice, like the form is just continuing. Newcastle and Everton are still doing as badly as that, too. And at the bottom of that list, opposite side, we have Tottenham, Crystal Palace, City, and Burnley, who have been pretty good defensively. Although, again, keep in mind, this is Tottenham and Burnley, who are 1 game less compared to everyone else for these stats. So again, if you were to target a defense with your attacking players, you'd be targeting the likes of Watford, Southampton, and Leicester at the moment, and Newcastle. And if you have big hitters in defense, you'd want them from Spurs and City, because they're very good defensively at the moment, not conceding many chances. Cut price options that are available to us are Crystal Palace. That defense is still doing very good, very well. Although we'll look at their yellow card situation a bit later. They have quite a few defenders who are on yellow cards. And Burnley are also doing pretty well defensively, but again, that's 1 game less. You are back.
Sorry. Cats are clever animals. They were pushing their water bowl around, didn't have any water, so they're like, "Hey, slave human, get over here, fill up the water."
That's funny. Okay. Anyway, could you hear me while I was talking?
Yeah, I just muted, but I could hear.
Okay, good. That's what I was
muted my microphone.
That's okay. Yeah. So
it was funny because I was listening to you, and I could tell you were like, "Oh, do I keep going? What's going on?" I'll just talk.
I wasn't sure, like at one stage, what
Yeah.
to say because I haven't got anyone to play off with.
You did so well.
Looking at the stats though, and your players, you have who do you
terrible
have?
players.
You have Man City.
I've Livramento.
And Livramento, yes, they're doing very bad defensively. Not great.
No.
But you do have double Tottenham defense, which is very good if you look at their defense.
I do, but the problem is I bought those Tottenham players for the good fixtures, right? One of them was cancelled because of bloody snow. One of them was cancelled because of Corona. And now they've got Leicester and Liverpool coming up.
I forgot about that, yeah. With these stats in mind, I mentioned that Tottenham missed one game, but they've actually missed two, so that's why their defense is amazing.
They've missed exactly right. Their defense is amazing because they physically cannot concede a goal when they don't play football. Conte effect, man.
Teams that are still
and we don't know
targeting what? Go ahead.
We don't know if they're going to play.
I think they had a double session of training yesterday or today, the first team squad at least. I'm not sure if the whole squad who were initially positive are still playing, but they will play the game, I'm pretty sure.
Just hope one of my bloody defenders plays.
I think, what we should mention before making transfers is that Aston Villa, Brentford, and Man United are the three teams who have new positives in their squads. So again,
if it's Ronaldo, then I'm going to quit this year and come back. 2022-23 season.
I think in United's case, again, that was their traveling squad tested negative, and they only had positives from the players who were at Carrington. So hold thumbs.
Charlie Savage.
Looking at the attacking team stats, Liverpool, Man City still dominating it. Leicester, surprisingly, attacking very well. Arsenal, right up there too.
Why are you surprised? They just scored 3 goals against Southampton.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about them before that, and they weren't that great.
Well, they played Newcastle. They scored a few. Well, then they played Manchester United and Everton, but they still scored in all those games.
They did, I guess. They're obviously a team that does well to get big chances, as they define it. But their defense is bad. At the bottom of the table, again, Burnley, because they played one game less, but they're just bad attacking-wise. And then Wolves, who have played all their games and are just terrible at attacking. There's like 4 or 5 games, and they haven't had a single big chance.
Yes. Having Hwang Hee-chan at the moment is not fun. He's another player, fantastic. I think I'm playing some sort of game like The Sims. And as soon as I click that person, they just become sick.
And another thing for Wolves, Jimenez got sent off on the weekend, so he's out for the next game.
Yeah.
Not helping their
Which means Hwang Hee-chan has to play, so I have to keep him.
True, depending on the rest of your team. If you have an 11 this time.
Depends if Sanchez can play.
I'd be tempted to sell him for King or Dennis.
Sanchez? Or Hwang?
Wang, not Sanchez. Sanchez will be fine. Defenders stats last 4 game weeks. Liverpool's wing backs right on top there. Robertson and Alexander-Arnold. Cancelo doing amazingly. Reguilon doesn't count because he hasn't played 2 games. Surprisingly good from Brentford. Look at him, 3.9. Right up there, doing well defensively, attacking-wise. So if Brentford have decent form, and if he starts playing more games, I'm not sure how many he has played, but he might be worth getting to save some money at 3.9.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap, man.
Even if you need like an extra 0.4 and you sell Livramento, that's saving 0.4 on him. Could be the difference between getting a Foden or Bernardo.
Well, I have Bernardo.
Yeah, in your case, speaking generally,
Yeah.
I have neither.
He'd be of double City defense, but I guess you're getting rid of Cancelo this week, right?
No. We'll
You're
get
not
to
going
that. Probably not. Other defenders doing well. I'm tempted by another Arsenal defender for some reason. Ben White or that Japanese guy, Tomiyasu.
Yeah. Yeah. Arsenal have some good fixtures. I'd expect them to win maybe every one of them except West Ham.
This coming game week. I mean, I hope so because I have Bowen and Antonio. So hopefully Ramsdale doesn't save too many of them.
You're not tempted to get rid of Antonio now? It's been so long. When was the last time he got you something good?
It has been a very long time, but much like you with Ronaldo, I've held him through his terrible patch, and now his fixtures are good. So I'm hoping that he'll turn it around now. I'm not convinced, but I'm hoping.
Yeah, I need Ronaldo to come good. He needs to score more than one goal.
Yeah, it would help if his team were creating chances, and it would also help if they like let Bruno Fernandes create like he used to do.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird that he's just not done anything for like 15 game weeks.
In the Champions League and for Portugal, Ronaldo scored 2 goals, 3 goals all the time. But for United, it's in the Premier League. It's so frustrating.
Jota still right at the top of the midfield stats, though. You've sold him this past week because of his iffy fitness and Firmino being back.
Yeah.
You okay with that?
No. I thought he was out. I was like, okay, he's out for a while. Looks like he's injured. Firmino's back.
Well, I mean, you have Gundogan. He's doing well in the stats as well.
Yeah, but his back hurts now. It's like I took one out because he's hurt, and now this other guy is hurt. And if he doesn't play for 2-3 game weeks, then it's annoying. That's my word today, isn't it? Annoying.
Annoying.
I'm just annoyed by this game week. I've said annoying at least 7 times.
It's one of those things at this time of the year is where if players are going to have niggles because there are just too many games, so there's no point in selling them for one game and then knowing they'll be back for the next potentially. It's kind of just buy them and hope.
I do that a lot.
I mean, that's kind of the premise of the game. Look at when I was compiling these forward stats earlier, I kind of laughed because of the top 3. We have Ronaldo.
How's Aubameyang there?
Exactly. We have Ronaldo right on top stats wise. This is expected stats, right? And then second is Neil Maupay, who's notoriously known for being very bad at scoring goals. And third, Aubameyang. 0 goals, 0 assists, but he's been in the positions that created the chances for him. The team has done well. He's just not fulfilling those numbers. King doing well. Pookie doing well too.
What's going on? Dennis has had 3 goals. Ronaldo's had 3 goals.
Yeah.
Aubameyang. Was Aubameyang dropped for the recent game? Did he play at all?
Aubameyang didn't play this past weekend because of
he was late or something.
Disciplinary issue, which turns out he went to fetch his mom in France. Something like that.
Fetch his mom in France? He left London to fetch his mom in France?
I don't know the whole story, but I think she was sick and he went to fetch her, which meant that he breached protocols, COVID stuff with the club's protocol.
It's like you saying, oh, I'm just going to go fetch someone from Lesotho.
Basically.
The heck? What on earth?
So he got dropped. But that might explain why he's so high, because it uses the last 4 game weeks. So the fact that he didn't play means that his stats stayed the same as last week. So everyone below him who did play obviously did worse.
That's why I don't trust stats.
Yeah.
The only stat I trust here is the one where Vardy and Antonio are right at the bottom.
Yeah, Vardy, Antonio, and you know what? It's a little bit of a spoiler, but the striker who I'm considering buying this week instead of Vardy is right below Antonio.
Would you go for Watkins, really?
I'm considering him pretty strongly, yes. They're playing very well under Villa. He's very industrious, and I think they've had some tough games. And I think that if someone's going to score over the next while, why not him?
Or why not Dennis, who's scored 3 goals recently?
I have two free transfers. So.
Oh, well, I guess the African Nations Cup as well.
Yeah, it depends on what I want to do in midfield. Get a Man City midfielder, or wait 1 week and see if Son is maybe worth getting if he's fit and healthy when the time comes. Let's have a look at, where are we? Predictions? Yes. Oh no, fixtures. Next 4 game weeks, Man United still right on top there. Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle, Burnley, Wolves, amazing fixtures, which
insane.
We're not expecting Ronaldo to play 5 games in a row.
But he might play 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm even considering someone like Bruno. Again, well, I know he hasn't done anything stats wise, but with the fixtures, come on.
Get Maguire.
Almost said bad words there. West Ham, we can see why. We've got double West Ham. West Ham second in the list. Arsenal, Norwich, Southampton, Watford, Crystal Palace.
I don't have double West Ham.
Yep.
I'm single West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've Bowen.
Your 3 strikers are Ronaldo,
Wang,
Benteke. Okay.
So Benteke is the one who's on the chopping block, man. So he's been awful.
I mean, yeah. Again, the thing
is,
the thing is with Palace, they're playing well, but they rotate their strikers as and when they feel they should. And he didn't play this past week, but again, look at the fixtures that are coming up in these next few days. It's Southampton, who've been terrible defensively, and Watford, who've been terrible defensively.
Yeah, give them 2 more chances.
Whereas you look at where's Wolves, they have Brighton, who are good at that place where Brighton play. Where did Brighton play?
In Brighton.
The Amex, I think.
Yeah, the Amex, yeah.
And then Chelsea. So Wang, come on.
Yeah, but they have no other striker, man.
Yeah, for 1 game. And they've shown for 5 game weeks. Actually, no, they've shown the whole season that besides Wang and the occasional goal from Jimenez, they haven't scored. So why
it's insane, right? That these people have been paid £100,000 a week, each player in this team, and they can't even score a goal. If I was the owner of that club, I'd say, guys, you're not getting paid unless you score a goal.
At this stage, I'm wondering if it's not the manager's that's the way he lines up every week. He doesn't care. Not that he doesn't care about scoring goals, but he doesn't care about. He cares more about conceding than he does about scoring. So he doesn't want to concede. So that's the main aim.
Well, he's a terrible manager then.
Yeah. I mean, Watford, look, why you should consider Watford. Watford have Burnley, Crystal Palace, Wolves, West Ham, Tottenham. So these next 3 games, definitely worth maybe investing in.
Yeah, potentially.
Game week fixtures, predictions-wise.
We have so many predictions.
I know, we have to get... We're going to pump through them, though. We won't...
all right.
Diddle down.
All right. Hold on, let me open it up so I can see it easier.
Okay. Game week 17 is on the left. Game week 18 is on the right.
Magic. All right, Brentford, Man United, you go.
Brentford 1-0.
Jesus Christ, 2-1 Brentford. Man United.
Okay. Norwich Villa.
1-1.
My gut says 0-0, but okay, Watkins is obviously out the picture then. 0-0.
No. Man City Leeds.
Ooh, spicy. 3-1.
Yeah, 3-0 Man City.
Brighton
Wolves 0-0.
Yeah, it looks like that, right? No,
It's got to be
2-0
No.
Neil Mopay brace.
Okay.
Burnley, Watford.
Burnley, Watford. It's your turn.
Okay, I can't remember. Burnley are bad defensively, but they're good at home. Watford can't defend, but they're very attacking. I'm going to go with a
1-1.
1-0 Burnley win.
Really? I go 1-1. Burnley, Watford, 1-1.
Crystal Palace, Southampton.
Crystal Palace will win this 2-0.
I tend to agree with you. 2-0.
2-0. Arsenal, West Ham. That's a hard one.
Eesh.
Oof,
It's a derby. It's Arsenal not knowing what they want to play like well or really badly.
Is Arsenal West Ham really a derby?
Yeah, technically, West
It's a
Ham
London one.
good against the big teams, but do we consider Arsenal a big team anymore?
Sorry, Arsenal fans.
West Ham are going to win this.
Yeah.
1-0 away.
This is at 10 o'clock.
This is South African time, sorry.
Oh, Jesus. Is South African time and British time the same?
An hour or two difference. It's currently daylight savings.
Oh my God, I was going to say, what a really weird kickoff. You know what? It's at the Emirates. Arsenal, free scoring, not so good at the back. 2-1 Arsenal.
Okay. Leicester Spurs.
Oh, that's so hard. But is that Leicester? Spurs are rested. 2-2.
Ooh. I'm going to back Spurs. Yeah, they've had a long break. Leicester are bad. 2-1 Spurs.
To the Cockerels.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Everton.
I'm going to continue on this thought process that I've had for the last few weeks, and that I think Chelsea will win. And if they do, especially if Everton's result doesn't go their way on the weekend against Leicester, if they don't win one of these next two games, I see Benitez being sacked.
I don't think so, maybe. Yeah. Which isn't fair because he's had so many injuries. Jesus.
Doesn't deserve it. But yeah, 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea, yeah. I think it's going to be a drubbing. 3. I just can't see Everton scoring. 3-0 Chelsea.
Liverpool,
Newcastle. Really, this is at Anfield. It should be a big scoring game. Like if I said 5-0, you'd probably go, wow, that's a big score. But Newcastle are just terrible at the moment. I can say Liverpool 4-0.
Yeah, that's the bare minimum that I'm going with, like 4-0. However, if you were to ask me to guess between these two games who I think I will captain this week, I would say that I'm considering not captaining Salah.
Trent would be such a good captain for this game.
Because I'm suspecting that looking at the weekend game against Spurs, I think that Salah might get rested against Newcastle. He hasn't missed He hasn't missed a single minute at all in Champions League.
He's a beast as well.
And this he doesn't have to miss the whole game, but it's Newcastle. Anyone can beat them at the moment. So why wouldn't you?
Liverpool under 21s play. they phone Ian Rush and they're like, "How old are you? 65? Come on in, man."
So that's game week 17. Let's just get straight to game week 18.
All right.
Man United, Brighton.
2-0, Man United.
It seems like that kind of game. It's going to be boring. It's going to suck.
They'll get a penalty.
Yeah. 1-0. No, it's at home. Actually, no, yeah, I'm going to go with that. 1-0, United win.
1-0. Penalty?
Probably.
Yeah. Aston Villa, Burnley?
Aston Villa win 2-0.
Yeah, I think that too. I'm going to say 2-1.
Southampton, Brentford.
3-1, Southampton.
1-1. Finally, I go for it.
Watford, Crystal Palace.
Ooh, this is going to be, I think it would be a good game to watch because I think they're going to both attack a lot. They don't mind attacking.
Right.
And
I think it'll be high scoring too.
I'm either going to go 2-1 or 3-2. I'm not sure to who, though.
I've got 3-2 to Crystal Palace.
I'd like that. Yeah, let's go with that. 3-2 Crystal Palace.
2-2. And then West Ham, Norwich. West Ham, 2-0.
Yeah, comprehensive bang. 3-0. West Ham.
Leeds, Arsenal.
Ooh, I would like to see Leeds win this because I don't want them to be relegated. So I want them to get points. But will they? I don't see that happening. But I'm going to go for it. 1-0, Leeds win.
2-1 Arsenal.
Okay. Everton, Leicester. Tough one.
Oh, this is tough. Everton, Leicester. Everton scraped. I'm going to get Everton will scrape. No, I can't see Everton winning. I can't. Even though it's at Goodison Park. 2-1 Leicester. It's Benitez's last game.
It seems like it, right? I don't want it to be. I'm going to go for it again. I'm going to go 2-1 Everton. I don't want him to get stuck.
No, I don't either. Chelsea, Wolves.
We need our players back. I really hope they're fit. If they're not fit, we could lose this somehow. But we won't. I hope.
You just spent 10 minutes saying that Wolves can't score a goal.
They can't, but we'd find a way. 2-0 Chelsea.
Chelsea 3-1.
Okay.
No, I see 3-0. 3-0. I can't even see Wolves scoring. Newcastle, Man City. God, this is 6-0. It's going to be a drubbing, isn't it?
This is a bad week for Newcastle.
Seriously.
Considering
Eddie Howe has got the job at the worst time.
They played Leicester and they just got banged 4-0. Now they play these two teams, Liverpool and City.
Yeah, 6-0 Man City. No joke. Man City seem to really just go for the jugular sometimes for those teams.
Of these two games, do you think Newcastle kind of go to Anfield first and think, we don't stand a chance here, and take the drubbing, and then they go to St. James's against Man City and try their best to win?
No, I think they'll get smashed by Liverpool and expect it, and then they'll look at Man City and just say, well, great.
Okay. I think they're going to lose, 3-1.
3-1. And then Spurs, Liverpool.
I have no idea.
Why have I got Spurs at the worst bloody... I give up. I'm out. Goodbye, Talon.
I think I might go with the Spurs win here.
Come on, don't be silly.
I think, 1-0 Spurs. Just a cat amongst the pigeons.
You think Salah's going to blank in the game against Spurs? You just said they'll rest him against Newcastle and he's going to blank again. Okay, you 1-0 Spurs. Just ruin your prediction percentage. It's going to be 2-1 Liverpool. Son will score. You can't change your mind now.
This is what I find interesting about the predictions is that I might have my thoughts on the players in fantasy, but I'm not sure if that meets at the same place as my thoughts on the results. I should think about that more.
No, I think you think about football enough. I think you need some time to think about food.
Just other stuff.
Just drink a glass of water.
Stay hydrated. It's very good for you.
Yeah. Oh, when I sent you my team, I didn't put Sanchez in goal. Obviously, Sanchez would be in goal here.
We'll have a look at that next. First of all, let's have a look at the yellow cards. Before you make your transfers this week, please look at the players who are on 4 yellow cards or 3 because they're in line to get their 1-game ban very soon. I think that resets.
They all want Christmas vacation.
Yeah, it resets around game week 19, I think.
Yeah.
But the players who are on 4 at the moment, just going through them quickly: Mings, Cash, Veltman, Mopé, Brownhill, James, Gallagher, Rafinha, Robertson, Fabinho, Shaw, Bruno Fernandes, Callum Wilson, Rice. The ones in purple.
You just said you wanted to get Wilson. No? Oh, no, sorry.
No, Watkins.
Watkins, sorry.
But he's on 3. If you look at the next one, he's on 3 at the moment.
Well, you just talked yourself out getting him then.
Yeah, I know. Benteke's on 3. Well, the people in purple are the ones that are in common teams or our teams, template teams. Diaz is on 3 as well. So
Ronaldo gets too many yellow cards, man. What's wrong with him?
Not sure why. It's Ronaldo.
You like yellow cards.
Are you considering any of these players, or were you considering them?
I'm considering getting rid of James.
Really?
He's on 4 yellow cards. He gets 1 more. He's got Christmas vacation.
He misses 1 game, though.
Yeah, no, but he's a dick, isn't he?
To you.
He's like, nah, I'm good, man. That's why he's playing rubbish. He's trying to warn everyone, get me out your fantasy team. I'm going to go get another yellow card. Just get me out. I'll come back later. Could be.
Watkins, Alonso,
yeah, I could get rid of James, and I could...
Bernardo is also on 3.
Get my super cheap Brentford defender instead. No, I don't know, man. I wasn't considering anyone on this list.
It's a tough one. Next game week, let's look at your team. 1 free transfer. Thankfully, you have not made it. You have not used it yet, like last week.
I'm terrified to do things now.
You have 0.2 in the back. You have PTSD from transfers.
I really do, man. And I have 2 Spurs defenders who I'm going to assume come back into my team, especially with Livramento. But they're playing bloody Leicester.
Tell me what your 11 is going to be, more or less.
Probably be Trent, James, one of the Spurs defenders, and then the rest will stay the same, I guess. I assume Gundog won't play. That's my assumption. I don't think he'll play against Leeds. If Salah doesn't play, then I'm going to get maybe 12 points this game week.
Captaincy?
This is the week where I'm very tempted. Part of me is tempted to leave it on Ronaldo, but I think I'll probably go back to Trent. Versus Newcastle, I feel like it's a clean sheet, might get an assist or a goal. So I'm thinking of going Trent.
Okay, fair enough.
Why you look like that?
I'm just thinking. Because I haven't wavered from Salah much at all this season. So the fact that you've done it more than once now, you've come out on both ends positive. So it's just worth listening to you now.
When I captained Trent, I got more points.
Yeah, and
when I captained Ronaldo, I got more points. So, but there were other times where I captained and I got stung.
Yeah, that was in the past, though. We're talking about your current form on captaincy. Has been okay.
My current form of captaincy is okay. But it doesn't mean anything because a player anything can happen.
Sanchez will be in goal, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Sanchez will be in goal. I have a problem now with 2 Spurs defenders, Gundog potentially injured. What would you recommend my transfer be? Or do I just roll?
Are you not going to play both the Spurs defenders?
Against Leicester? I don't know.
Are you going to play both City midfielders?
I'd probably play both City midfielders, have 1 Spurs defenders on the bench, and then if Gundog doesn't play, Spurs defender comes on. But my worry is it's against Leicester.
Fair. I'm not sure I would play Wang over my second Spurs defender. But besides
they
that,
have an okay game though.
It's Wolves without Jimenez, and they're playing at the Amex that doesn't concede much. And you have Sanchez in goal.
Yeah, that's true. But Sanchez is in goal anyway. There's not much I can do about that.
Yeah, but if you play Wang against him this week, then it's kind of like you're hoping that Wang scores, but at the same time, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
If I thought Wang on the bench and he scores, and my goalkeeper does crap anyway, and I shot myself in the foot more.
I guess I would play both. I'd play double Spurs defense and double City, and I
don't think Gundog's going to play.
I mean, if that's the case, then you have Wang who comes off the bench. first sub.
Oh, all these people now have Mount in midfield and Cancelo. Oh no, Cancelo's not going to play. Thank God.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is your team for game week 17. So
Yeah.
if you, what were you?
I might roll the transfer.
Okay, so yeah, if you're going to roll the transfer, then looking at the fixtures, game week 18, this coming weekend. I know you can't see your team, but who would you be playing? You'd have United against Brighton.
Yeah.
Liverpool against
Spurs against Liverpool.
Who would you captain this weekend? Next, yeah.
Ronaldo.
Or would you captain a City midfielder against Newcastle?
Oh yeah, that would be Silva versus Newcastle. Could be a good differential. And then he doesn't score, doesn't even play.
If you don't make a transfer tomorrow, then you have 2 on the weekend. Is there anyone in these next fixtures who you're targeting? West Ham versus Norwich.
I've got West Ham, but West Ham. No, not sure about West Ham, to be honest.
A third City player, maybe.
If I take one of the Spurs defenders out, then potentially I'd try and get a City defender or a Chelsea. The player I want is Mount, really, but Chelsea defenders have been burning me a lot, man.
I just realized you have a third City player already. You have Carson in goal. So if you want to get a third one, you have to get rid of Carson first and then get a third player.
Yeah.
Which you could do, I guess, if you wanted to get a Cancelo, but then you have to use money. It's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it.
I think your team's okay. I'd be cheeky and maybe go for a Palace defender, maybe. If I was forcing things, I don't know for who, but yeah, just a punt.
But I might just let it roll this week. There's no point me taking a hit.
No, please don't, unless there's some COVID news in the next 12 to 24 hours. I wouldn't change a thing.
12 to 40 hours.
Looking at my team, going into this game week with 2 free transfers again, I've got 0.3 in the bank. The idea going into this game week was to sell Vardy again because I wasn't sure if the Leicester game would go ahead against Spurs. It's looking like it is going to, and Vardy's been rested, so there's a chance that he should play, but Leicester have played very well when he hasn't been playing recently. So
Vardy versus Kane. The battle of the people who were good a few seasons ago.
The battle of the has-beens.
Really? But I would keep him.
It's a consideration. Like, again, I have 2 free transfers. I don't have to use them both. So the idea at the moment is having a look at the team. It looks good. I don't want to change anything. So if I were to use, I'm probably going to use 1 unless something miraculous happens and I'll do it. Could change Vardy to Watkins and bank the rest of the money, which is like 3 million. I could if I want to, I can even afford to get Ronaldo. I could take Cancelo out and then Vardy out and get Ronaldo in. I don't want him though. I don't think he starts.
Yeah, if you don't think he's going to start many games, there's no point, is there?
Captaincy though this week, it seems like it's too easy to captain Salah because I think he's going to be rested. So
are you not tempted by Trent?
He's my vice captain at the moment, as you can see. But
yeah,
the rest of the team, I don't have a second captaincy option, so it kind of has to be Trent if it's not Salah.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I think for this weekend, I need to have a City midfielder against Newcastle.
Yeah.
That's why
for Newcastle.
Because it's Newcastle, I think I might try and find a way to get Sterling because I think he could run in behind that team and do something bad to them. Or maybe
I feel like I know the words you want to say that you cannot say.
Or maybe just go with the herd and go with a Bernardo.
I mean, you go with a herd most of the time because most of your team is pretty template.
Over the last, you'll be surprised, over the last 3 or 4 game weeks, my template rating has gone from like 86% to at the moment like 70, 65. It's kind of weird. I don't know where the template's going to, but it's obviously away from my team. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Mine's just not template. It's like, wow, you were Salah. Good job.
Yours is the opposite of the template at the moment.
And that's why I got 40 points.
You're doing pretty well though. I like the contrast in our teams for the most part.
I'm not doing well at all. I'm 2 millionth in the world.
No, considering how different your team is, I think it's doing pretty well.
Oh, right. Yeah.
If you want to follow
my next
us,
wild card is going so template.
like what? Like on January 1st, you're just gonna hit the wild card button.
No, really, I'm tempted. My team needs a huge. No, I won't do it January 1st. I'll do it before double game week.
Yeah, we have to see when the doubles fall and the blanks and AFCON and all those kinds of things, and the transfers as well. But yeah, if you want to follow us on social media, at FanChallenged on Twitter and Instagram, FantasyChallenged, one word, on YouTube, or podcasts, if you want to listen to them, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever else you may listen to them. And you can see, I haven't mentioned it at all yet, but I will now because I see it. You can see Leighton's very pretty Christmas jumper.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Your Welsh jumper.
Matches the flag.
It does. I wonder where you're from.
Netherlands.
You've converted since Max Verstappen won the F1 title.
Yeah, if you're an F1 fan, I'm sure you're pretty perplexed about that decision.
I was watching it and from someone, for me...
That race has to be re-raced, doesn't it?
Nah, they won't re-race it. I think, if anything, best case scenario, Mercedes will get money and that's all they're going to get out of it.
There's no integrity to that. For them to just make a new rule on the spot that's never been done. Like, what?
The race director is going to get sacked. To be fair, they interpreted the rules correctly. It just wasn't communicated correctly.
Yeah, so it was wrong. So, it's a bit ridiculous.
It's a bit
But Hamilton's won so many championships, so just give someone else a championship.
Exactly. I don't think he minds. Although nobody mentioned it, but in his post-race comments, he didn't mention his future at all. He said, "We'll see about next year." So he could just decide to take his ball and go home.
I mean, he could, but I'm assuming he would want to beat Schumacher's record because he's equaled it with 7, and he should have beaten it yesterday, I guess. But also, Schumacher's the only one to win 5 consecutive titles, and Hamilton's only won 4 consecutive.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. You're getting blurry. Can you hear me?
When our fantasy
I've played it before.
Yeah.
Didn't do well. Yes, really? It is. For certain websites, I think. I'm not sure if they've made new ones, but in the past they did. Can you hear me? Okay, you're very delayed. On that note, a very good time to end because the signal's getting bad. Good luck for the game weeks that are coming up, and I hope you don't do anything rash and don't take too many hits, and I hope you do well. Good luck. Goodbye, Leighton.
Goodbye.